It's a chilly Sunday afternoon with temperatures hovering around 28 degrees here in Iowa City as we launch our debut program of Radio Ranger. I'm Sean. Won't you join me? And this is Radio Ranger coming to you in mono recording from my home in Iowa City, Iowa. In this weekly program, I highlight a broadcast radio program that you can tune into in your local listening area or stream online. I share reflections and memories of how each of these programs has had an impact on me in hopes that you decide to give it a listen to. Maybe it'll become a part of your regular routine. The goal of Radio Ranger is to keep radio alive and encourage radio listenership. I'll also play music or hand-selected shows from the golden age of radio. Well, growing up as a young man in northwestern Wisconsin, and I used to have this habit of listening to old-time radio drama with Norman Gillihan, which will be featured on another show here, of course. And laying on the couch in my parents' living room, tuning into 88.3 on the stereo system there, I believe it was a Technics receiver, and falling asleep to those soothing programs, those relaxing programs from the 1930s and 40s, and then receiving a terrifying and rude awakening far too many times from the opening theme for MindWebs. Tonight on Radio Ranger, we remember Michael Hansen's MindWebs.
Short stories from the worlds of speculative fiction.
That's the famous and goosebump-inspiring intro of MindWebs, which was hosted by Michael Hansen. He originally aired the program on WHA radio in Madison, Wisconsin, and it was presumably broadcast by Wisconsin Public Radio affiliate stations throughout the area, which is how I heard it on WHWC in northwestern Wisconsin. He created over 169 episodes with 188 short stories from over 135 different authors. The format of the program, which ran from the mid-1970s through the mid-1990s, was reading a science fiction story from such well-known authors as Arthur C. Clarke and Ray Bradbury, many of whom had written scripts for old-time radio programs on the side, Bradbury especially. There was something about Michael Hansen's voice and the unnatural sound and music selections that uniquely characterized the sound of MindWebs, and it would really put you on edge. If you enjoy such classic science fiction radio programs as X-1, then you definitely want to check out Michael Hansen's MindWebs. Likewise, if you're a fan of ethereal and otherworldly sound effects and music that you might hear on the program Hearts of Space, you too might enjoy listening to MindWebs, a combination, as it were, of X-1 and Hearts of Space, programs that will take a look at on other episodes of Radio Ranger. Well, is MindWebs on the air, or is it off? MindWebs is still on the air. However, sadly, creator and host Michael Hansen passed away in 2019 at the age of 78 after a long battle with cancer. After being off the air for some time, through the mid-90s, the show found a new format and a new life, again, on low-power FM station from Milwaukee, WMSE. Aside from airing older episodes of MindWebs, Michael was again able to create new episodes, and did so. These programs are still aired on a regular basis at WMSE, and you can look for information below for a number of links to learn more about Michael Hansen, more about MindWebs, and more about all of the special things that are going to be going on with his program. When Hansen realized he was going to pass away from cancer, he recorded in advance many, many programs. New programs of MindWebs are still airing regularly every Saturday at midnight on 91.7 FM low power WMSE from Milwaukee, or of course accessible online. On Halloween of last year, October 31st, 2020, a never-before-heard episode of MindWebs was aired, titled Null P, with a story by William Tenn. It was about a post-apocalyptic America where people take being average and normal to a whole new extreme. Null P is the last episode that Michael Hansen was able to complete prior to his death. The studio would finish the editing of the program as he passed away before all of the editing could be completely finished. The original MindWebs series will continue to be rebroadcast on WMSE until October 2021 of this year, when they will air the final 4 new episodes that Michael created before his passing. So if you're interested, you might want to tune in this Halloween, that's October the 31st, 2021, for a special 3-hour broadcast from WMSE. I recommend you visit their website regularly to get the most up-to-date information about any special broadcast. Well, last but not least, aside from WMSE's ever-changing website and archives of programs and live broadcast stream link, you can find the Internet Archive online, which contains a large collection of Michael Hansen's MindWebs programs, easily organized, that you can listen to at any time, as well as in-depth information about Hansen's program, which served as an excellent resource for me for tonight's program. And you can find that link below with the others. Let's give Michael Hansen's program MindWebs one more quick listen for an ever so short sampling, as I will always respect the sanctity of recordings of these programs, but provide you with the information you need. Carcinoma Angels, listen for the jazz in the background in the upbeat manner mixed with the intonations and sound effects, combined with this husky, raspy voice of Hansen's that would come to characterize the program.
Today's story is Norman Spinrad's Carcinoma Angels, which appeared in Dangerous Visions, edited by Harlan Ellison. At the age of 8, Harrison Wintergreen first discovered that the world was his oyster when he looked at it sideways. That was the year when baseball cards were in. The kid with the biggest collection of baseball cards was it. Harry Wintergreen decided to become it. Harry saved up $1 and bought 100 in baseball cards. He was in luck. One of them was a very rare Yogi Berra. In 3 separate transactions, he traded his other 99 cards for the only other 3 Yogi Berras in the neighborhood. Harry had reduced his holdings to 4 cards, but he had cornered the market in Yogi Berra. He forced the price of Yogi Berra up to an exorbitant 80 cards. And with his slush fund thus accumulated, he successfully cornered the market in Mickey Mantle, Willie Mays, and Pee Wee Reese. And he became the J.P. Morgan of baseball cards. Harry breezed through high school by the simple expedient of mastering only one subject, the art of taking tests. By his senior year, he could outthink any test writer with his gyp sheet tied behind his back, and won 7 scholarships with foolish ease. In college, Harry discovered girls. Being reasonably good-looking and reasonably facile, he no doubt would have garnered his fair share of conquests in the normal course of events. But this was not the way the mind of Harrison Wintergreen worked. Harry cultivated a stutter, which he could turn on or off at will. Few girls could resist the lure of a good-looking, well-adjusted guy with a slick line, who nevertheless carried with him some inner secret hurt that made him stutter. Many were the girls who tried to delve Harry's secret.
That was a small sample of Michael Hansen's program MindWebs, the episode titled Carcinoma Angels. Maybe that takes you back with fond memories to listening to the show. Maybe you listen to it now. Or hopefully you have just had your appetite whet and you're going to go check it out. You could listen to the rest of that episode on the Internet Archive site that's linked below. You could also go to WMSE's website and listen to the program live when it is broadcast on Saturdays at midnight on 91.7 WMSE, accessible at WMSE.org. Well, a true Renaissance man, there's a reason that there was lively jazz music setting the tone in the background of MindWebs, and that's because Hansen himself was a highly talented jazz musician known for his stylings on the drum. Well, we're going to close out this first ever episode of Radio Ranger listening to a live performance at Otto's in Madison, Wisconsin back in 2009 with the Michael Hansen Trio with Angela Babler. Please excuse the scratchiness and the ambient sound of this rare recording of the trio playing. Imagine yourself at a different time in a packed and lively jazz bar. Well, flying among the stars, that's Michael Hansen now, but his voice lives on forever, along with many others, on the air. Hopefully you take the time to explore and tune him in. That's the end of our program, the very first episode of Radio Ranger. Don't listen to my show, listen to everyone else's. You'll find the links below. Thanks for tuning in. I have radio memories of programs that would have aired in the 1980s and the 1990s and throughout the 2000s, of course.